Hi guys! Today I'm going to be reviewing 4 typography based books, and they are Typography Sketchbooks by Stephen Heller and Lita Tallarico, Handmade Workshops by Charlotte Rivers, Little Book of Lettering by Emily Gregory, and Hand Job by Michael Perry. So I'll start with Hand Job. I've read all 4 of these books because I am currently studying typography, and I've marked quite a few pages in each to give you a brief overview. Basically, Hand Job has a little bit of text every now and then about each of the different artists. This is a sketchbook based book, so it's just taken from various sketchbooks of different typographers around the world, and I'm just going to show you some of my favourite pages. So I love these pages which separate out the different sections of artists. It's organised alphabetically, and every single section begins with a letter like this, illustrated, and it's really cool. That's just a close-up. I love this design on this page is really beautiful. It's so gorgeous, I love it. Typography made out of different things. This page has some really cool linear drawings, fine liner based. This page is really detailed. This page is just stunning. I love these little ghosts, they're so cute. And this page is just an overview of the different section letters that separate out the sections, so that's so cool. So overall I gave Hand Job by Michael Perry a 5 out of 5 star rating. It is such a good book for type. It's really well put together. There's a lovely description with everything, and it's just really in depth, really detailed, and really big range of fonts. So highly recommended. Next I have the Little Book of Lettering, which again is really cool. This one also has little descriptions about the artists inside. This is one of my favourite pages. I love the S and the A, which are formed by the birds, a penguin and a swan. It's just phenomenal what people can do. I am so jealous. I love it. And then I'll just show you some other pages. I adore this one, which is made out of actually sticks, and it's so cool, so interesting texture. I really love the way that it actually blends together. This page is really cool. It looks like coral. It's so cool. It's just gorgeous. This one's really bright, really vibrant. I love this one, which is made out of animals. It's so interesting. It's unique, it's different. It's something that you don't see very much. This one is actually made out of hair, and it's so cool. It's so realistic, but it also has a sort of photoshopped element to it, and it's really interesting. This style I actually did for my final piece at A-level. I did a quilling final piece which is based off of Yulia Brodskaya's work. She's really inventive, really cool. One of my favourite typographers. I think her designs are stunning, and I can never get mine to look as good, so I am very jealous and very impressed every time I see any of her work. This one is actually made out of matchsticks, and the red on top is the matchstick head, and it's so cool. And this one is made out of tea lights, which again, really interesting. Use of different materials really makes me interested in typography, because you see so much which is the same and similar. So when you see something completely new, it's really interesting. And this one I adore because it's actually set on fire. It's really going to town on using different materials. It's like a moving typography image. It's caught in a moment. I love it. It's stunning. So overall I gave the Little Book of Lettering 5 out of 5 stars as well. For the size that it is, it's quite small compared to the other one. And it's really detailed when it talks about the typographers and their work. So it's really interesting. It's really cool. Next I have Handmade Type, which this book is a little bit different because it actually shows you how to make the typography which is inside the book. And as you can see from the first one that I've marked, this is actually a typography style made entirely out of tiny dots, and on the next page it actually shows you how to create that. So this book is really interesting for that. So So there's some that are cross-stitched or stitched into material. There's other ones which are made out of all different types of things. This is pegs, and down at the bottom there's string. Then there's some digital ones as well, so you can have a look at learning how to do digital ones. I love the way that this one all blends together and sort of is a picture as well as a typeface. This page just has loads of colourful ones, it's really cool. This one again is made out of really interesting things like stones and leaves. And this one I really like because it looks like a slice of agate, which is a semi-precious stone that I love. And actually it's a 3D mould which had the positives of the typeface and then was dipped into wax multiple times, and it's just so inventive and so cool, and it really does look like a cutout of agate, which makes it so much more interesting to me. So overall this one is really exciting because it gives you the opportunity to actually replicate the work inside in your own style, adding a few different touches here and there. So this one, again, a 5-star book. So far I'm really happy with all my type books. And finally, Typography Sketchbooks. This one is again a really big book, and this one has a few little bits of writing in it, but not that much. This page is really fine line detail. This one shows you the close-up of the original sketches. I love this overlapping on this page, I think it's really cool. And I love the way that these letters all link together because it just makes it so much more flowing and fluid. These ones are sort of watercolour based and ink based, they're really vibrant, really exciting. They just can't help but capture your attention. I love this one and the way that it is actually folding over the corners and really interesting. It looks as if it's being folded up and blown around in the wind or something. This page is really exciting. It's all of the different letters and slight variations on them, which I think is so cool to see when you really look in detail at it. It's really beautiful, really interesting to get to the nitty-gritty of it. This page has some stunning artwork, really vibrant, and some really refined work as well. So again, overall I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Could have a little bit more writing I suppose, but just based off of the typography alone it's a 5 out of 5 star, and they all were fantastic, which is why I reviewed them all together because they're all the same rating and they all are stunning and interesting and unique and beautiful. So if you ever need a typography book I would recommend any of these, and if you want to learn exactly how to replicate things then get the Handmade Workshop one, because this one really goes into the detail on how to actually do everything that they have done. But the others, you just need inspiration, they are definitely worth getting. So thank you for watching and I will see you all again soon.